Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we break down the latest in technology. Today, we are diving deep into Apple's massive 2025 software and hardware refresh. It's a big one, so let's get into it.
So, the first thing you're going to notice is that Apple has completely rolled out a brand new design language across all of its devices, and honestly, you can't miss it. Let's start right there. Okay, so this new aesthetic, it actually has a name. They're calling it liquid glass. And the whole idea is to create this one unified kind of see-through look across your iPhone, your Mac, and even your Apple Watch.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, think about it like this. See-through menus, wallpapers that have this cool 3D-like depth to them, and just a really streamlined, minimal feel everywhere you look.
And believe me, the change is pretty significant. We're moving from that familiar, classic design we've known for years to this whole new glassy world. But the reception has been a little mixed, to say the least.
Yeah, while some reviewers are saying it feels fresh and modern, others, like The Verge here, are, let's just say, less than impressed. They're basically calling this whole polarizing new UI lukewarm. Ouch. It's even causing some real frustration for users. There are whole threads on Reddit with people complaining about how the icons look in dark mode, saying the glowing effect is distracting, even dizzying. Okay, but let's look past the visuals for a second. What can this new software actually do?
This is where it gets interesting. Apple is really embedding a lot more intelligence into its core apps. The goal here is to make your devices more helpful, more proactive, without you even having to think about it.
So, what's really going to change how you use your devices every day? Let's take a look at 3 of the biggest new smart features they've rolled out. First up, on the Mac, Spotlight is getting a serious upgrade. It's not just a simple search tool anymore. Now it's more like a command center for power users, letting you do stuff without ever having to leave your keyboard. Now for your iPhone, this one's a game changer. There's a new call screening feature that acts like your own personal assistant, filtering out all those annoying robocalls before they can even bother you. Finally. And this next one feels like it's straight out of science fiction. Live translation is now built right into your calls and your messages. It makes having a conversation with someone who speaks another language so much more seamless. It's pretty incredible. All right, so with all these really cool software updates, the big question is, do you need to run out and buy new hardware to go with it? Let's talk about whether it's actually worth upgrading your gear. And really, the most direct comparison we can make is with the new Apple Watch models. So let's put them head-to-head and see what's what. So if you look really closely at the specs here, the new Series 11 is basically identical to the Series 10. Seriously, the only big changes are a nice boost in battery life and the addition of 5G. That's it.
And Mashable's verdict here is pretty clear, and I gotta say, I agree. If you already own a Series 10, this is what we'd call a very incremental update. The advice? Just hold off for next year's model.
Okay, but what about the big one, the super rugged Ultra model? Well, for the Ultra 3, the upgrade decision pretty much boils down to one single number. And that number is 6. The single biggest upgrade for the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is an extra 6 hours of battery life. Now, that might not sound like a huge deal, but if you're an endurance athlete, that could absolutely be a game changer. So, after digging into the new software and checking out the new hardware, what's the big takeaway here? What does Apple's 2025 lineup really tell us?
You know, the story this year really isn't about some revolutionary new gadget. It's about a deep, system-wide change in how all of Apple's products look, feel, and work together.
And that brings us to this final thought from The Verge, which just nails the strategy perfectly. Apple is blurring the lines between its products, creating this seamless, glassy universe. The real question is that the future you want to upgrade to? If you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.